Hello, I'm Jason Haddix. I'm an 18-year-old senior at Wolfe County High School, and I'm talking about why heavy metal music is beneficial to the human well-being, why it has such a large following, and why we all, deep down, even if not discovered it yet, possess the will to listen to such extreme forms of music. Briefly speaking, heavy metal music was formed in 1970 when guitarist Tony Iommi accidentally sliced his fingers off while working in a steel factory. Because of this tragic injury, it resulted in him playing deeper tuned guitars, and the result became as what we know as heavy metal music, the birth being his band Black Sabbath and the album Black Sabbath that was recorded and released February 1970. General popularity speaking of heavy metal, even though always being considered an underground sensation, has actually had millions of followers from all 6 habitable continents in the world. Albums such as Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction has sold over 7 million albums. Black Sabbath's sophomore release, Paranoid, has sold over 5 million albums worldwide, and Metallica's self-titled 5th album has sold over 16 million albums worldwide. So although many people consider the music irrelevant, them statistics prove that it is indeed very popular all over the world. Emotionally speaking, heavy metal is triggered inside your brain much for the same reasons as other things we like, such as horror films. To quote Stephen King from a short story of his called Why We Embrace Horror Films, he says, "When we pay our $4 or $5 and seat ourselves at 10th row center in a theater showing a horror movie, we are daring the nightmare." I believe this to be true about heavy metal as well. Horror films triggers that side of the brain because it gives it a visual. Heavy metal triggers that same part of the brain by giving it an audible. According to Dr. Deidre Johnson, in a 1995 issue of Human Communication Research, he says there's 4 main reasons the brain appeals to horror films and or heavy metal music. The 4 main reasons are gore watching or listening, thrill watching, independent watching, and problem watching. Although mass majority of us would forever be disturbed if witnessing an execution or gruesome slaughter, we seem to embrace the nastiness, whether it be by listening or watching, when it is represented in a fictional type setting. Also, you can compare heavy metal music to why we all should listen to it for the well-being if you think about roller coasters. When you jump on a roller coaster, you know you're going to be scared. You know what to expect in terms of the action, the excitement, the speed. That is a physical occurrence. I think that is a good analogy to sum up why we listen to heavy metal music. Also, speaking to the health benefits of heavy metal music, when you do acts such as moshing, which if you're unfamiliar of that, that is when you're in a, to sum it up briefly, in a group at a concert setting, and you're physically hitting and pushing around on other individuals. So doing acts such as moshing or stage diving, that releases emotion and built up anger in an actually non-violent setting. Because in mass majority of heavy metal concerts, when acts such as this take place, it is in a non-harmful manner. It is all for the love in the music, and it is not to be taken too literal. It is much better to do acts such as this on the streets, or excuse me, not on the streets, at a concert type setting as opposed to on the streets. The people who do it on the streets as opposed to at a concert setting are the ones that end up behind bars. They only have that one way to release their emotion. To quote Stephen King again from a different short story, this one being called Now You Take Bambi or Snow White. That's scary. He says, it's been suggested again and again that such entertainment offers us a crisis, a cause to enter for a little while a scary and yet controllable world, where we express our fears, aggressions, and possibly even hostilities. Thank you, and that is why we should all listen to heavy metal, give it a try, and why we all have that in our brain to appeal to heavy metal music.